Montesquieu was born in Bordeaux, France on January 18, 1689, and died in Paris on February 10, 1755. He was known as a French judge and one of the Enlightenment philosophers, but was mainly recognized as a primary source of the theory of the separation of powers.
In the spirit of laws, Montesquieu stated, "The political liberty of the subject is the tranquility of mind arising from the opinion each person has of his safety. In order to have this liberty, it is requisite that the government be so constituted as one man needs not to be afraid of another." His definition of political liberty is when a man's safety and peace is assured by the government and their laws. In order to secure political liberty, he declared the separation of powers should be established, also known as the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. Montesquieu constantly emphasizes that if balance between the three powers are broken, there can be no liberty.
Montesquieu believed that the best form of government is one that has three branches, legislative, judicial, and executive, that check each other and keep the government equally balanced. They should have their own responsibilities and a way of approving actions made by other branches. He wanted to make sure that all of the power didn't go to one absolute monarch, because that would eventually evolve into oppression of the citizens. In the spirit of laws, he specified examples. He said the kingdoms in Europe have a moderate government because the prince controls two of the powers while his subjects control the third. Opposingly, Turkey has a sultan who has all the power, and consequently his subjects groan under the most dreadful oppression, which is a quote directly from Montesquieu. Another quote from Montesquieu in the spirit of laws is, "When the legislative and executive powers are united in the same person or in the same body of magistrates, there can be no liberty, because apprehensions may arise, lest the same monarch or senate should enact tyrannical laws to execute them in a tyrannical manner."
On the topic of how government should be chosen, Montesquieu was of the idea that, quote, "a republican government is that in which the body or only a part of the people is possessed of the supreme power." In other words, he concluded that the only way to achieve true democracy was through the people being the center of power. Such is the way a, quote, "republic is conducted wherein sovereignty rests with the people." Montesquieu decided that said republic and its inhabitants would express their sovereignty through votes, which would be used to select government officials, and thus this is how the people would express their will.
Montesquieu writes that the state of slavery is in its own nature bad. He also believes that the work of man should be done by free choice rather than out of fear, because the work would always be more effective